I believe it was such a challenging time for us during 2020. It was almost like rebuilding the organization on how we delivered our programs and services to our families, because everything was obviously virtual and electronic. And so we had to figure out a structure that worked for the families. And we found that by developing, unfortunately, many Zoom communication structures, that's what did work. And it kind of opened our eyes to a new way of communicating, but also really a challenging time of not being able to be in person. So we're hoping now that the community is opening back up, and we're hoping we're at that decline on the pandemic, that we can restart our in-person opportunities and events. But we are estimating that it will kind of be late summer before we do hold any in-person events, but we're still moving forward and serving our families and our kiddos. I do believe that we'll integrate. We are all still working remotely last night, and it's funny you asked that question, because we had a board meeting last night, and that was one of our questions. Do we let our office go? Do we maintain it? We have elected to maintain that office so we can still have that relationship of one-on-one meeting with our families and our service providers. But I do believe through the pandemic, we've recognized we now have another outlet of communication. Our parents are already so overwhelmed with the fact of, I've got to raise my special need kid. I got to get up and get my other kids off to school. I've got to get to work. I've got to get home. I've got to get dinner. We can meet with them now at 8 o'clock, whereas before they couldn't leave. So we will integrate both methods of communication, and I think it's a convenience factor for our families. We lost an incredible amount of revenue in 2020 because of the pandemic. So we're really hyping up our events and just trying to knock it out of the water this last 6 months of the year to make up for what we did lose in 2020. We had to quickly adapt to new technology, which is not my friend. And we didn't necessarily have all of the skill sets to do that. So we had to reach out to different individuals and companies to say, can you help us? Can you support us? We had to learn how to do Zoom. We had to learn how to communicate effectively and electronically to our families, which we did that before, but not 100%. We still had different ways to communicate and set our events, and they knew about that. But it was a struggle and challenge to adapt to a full electronic technology communication system with our families for the organization. I'm anxious, and in that way, I mean getting back to the normal crazy that we're all used to, and seeing our kids in person. I really miss that physical touch and hug. And I pray that our families are healthy and strong, and we can continue to be a beacon of hope to the autism community and our autism and our kiddos.